everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ali. This is the first of my Shelf of Shame reading vlogs. You might be able to guess, I'm filming this on the same day as I did the kind of original, I guess, TBR post, even though I don't think you're going to see this until July or so at this point. And it is the 2nd of April. But I thought that I should start something, because if I don't, it's almost Eurovision-a-thon and I probably won't read anything. You know, I'm not going to read anything else during the readathon that doesn't mark off one of my books. And then I would have to wait until May. So I thought I'd pick something out, and here we are. The one I've gone with is 7 Wherewith Away by Samantha Allen Bond. Nope, Bound. I talked about in the video, the reason this is on the shelf is because I was super excited about it. Talked about it somewhere on my channel. Tracy, I'm hoping that's still right. I think it was Tracy, read it and said she didn't enjoy it. And then I've kind of been like, oh, okay. And then it's been sitting on my shelves ever since, you know. When did this come out? Looks like I've still got the sticker from Dimex on there. I'm gonna say they got this copy in September of 2021, and I think I bought it pretty soon after that. So it's been there for a while. We're gonna read it. I thought that it would be nice to start with a middle grade that's kind of short. Well, it's not short, but like it's, you know, it's a middle grade, so the text is reasonably large. It should be quick, hopefully, in terms of plot. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it is a standalone as well. And we will see where it goes from here. Now, I just decided to pick this one because, yeah, I thought that it would be quick. In future, I think I'm going to mix it up a bit, because if I just pick the things off this shelf that I want to read, I will never read the things that I am like. There are some that I'm like, I may enjoy this, and then there are others that are like, I'm probably not going to. So I want to make sure that I am, you know, breaking it up. So I think that what I will do is, you know, I will pull some titles out of a jar. I will use a random number generator. I will get my partner to pick something. I'll get one of the cats to pick something if I can convince them to do that. We'll see. I might do some poll picks. I might, you know, take some from comments and things like that. But I thought, A, since I haven't posted the video yet, and B, I want something nice and quick, I would just pick for myself this time. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna take a quick lunch break, I think, because I've been filming for the last hour and a half, and I think it's about lunchtime. I don't really know. Yep, shit, it's almost 2. I'm gonna eat. And then I have a couple of things I need to do today, but I'm gonna start this, I think, this afternoon, because I have just been knitting and watching SVU at night, and I think I'm gonna want to do the same tonight. So this one is gonna be this afternoon, I think. And I will be back maybe tomorrow if I've read a decent amount, or if I have anything that I need to say. Is that a bug? Okay. Thoughts soon. Okay, I finally have an update. It's freezing today. So I'm gonna try and do this as quick as I can so I can turn the heater back on. Yeah, I think it's just almost 11 and it's still like 2 or 3 degrees. So loving that. But I've made the decision that I don't want to read this and I'm going to DNF it. I read a little bit more and then I kind of flicked a little bit forwards and I was still just like, I don't really care about these characters or this world. So I'm just going to move it on, and that's all I have to say about that one. But it does mean that we are on to the next book. Now, I put up a poll at the end of Eurovision-a-thon because I thought I would be ready to read my next book by then. And clearly I wasn't because it's the middle of June. But yes, I did put up a poll. I'll screenshot it and put it here for you. And as you can see, the winner is Daughter of the Forest, which I have here. I have just started it while I was waiting for my phone to charge, and I just read the first like 8 pages. I don't know, I mean, it's 8 pages. I don't know how to feel about 8 pages. So it's a bit of a chunky one, but I'm hoping that it will be interesting. We'll see how we go. Yeah, that's that. I think it'll take me a little bit to finish this because I do have other things that I want to be reading, but I'm going to read a bit more of it today. It's kind of a good day, being a cold day and the sun is like just trying to sort of break through the clouds and just having a bit of a lazy day. So reading this one seems like a good idea, and I will jump back in when I have things to say about it.
Okay, hi. I'm really not having a good time here. I apologize, I'm very sick. I have been sick on and off for the last like 3 weeks, maybe even longer. It's not been fun, not having a good time, but I'm also not having a good time with this book. I kind of knew this would happen. Like, I was 80% sure I wasn't going to like this because, I don't know, I went through a phase. I keep cutting off my face. Give me a second. I went through a phase where I really liked Juliette Marillier. Let me grab my tea. I liked the Blackthorn and Grimm series, and I liked the first one in, I don't know what the series is, but the Harp of Kings, Warrior Bards, maybe? Really liked that one. Wildwood Dancing was fun. And then I tried to reread the Harp of Kings and I hated it. And ever since then, I just haven't been able to get into these. Like, I tried just reading a summary of that one and then just continuing with the second one, because I thought that maybe doing it that way, you know, sometimes like some things you just don't enjoy when you reread them, but you might still enjoy new stuff in the series or new stuff from the author. I hope that makes sense. But that didn't work either, and I have read 126 pages of this one, which is a decent start. I really had to push myself, not gonna lie, skipped a bit of it. There's a couple of things about this book. For one, there's the main character, who is the only daughter, and then she has 6 brothers. But that's way too many. I cannot keep them, like, who each person is in my mind at all, and like I just keep, I'm gonna put that down because it's, yeah, I just keep being like, every time one of their names comes up, I'm like, I don't know which one you are. I don't really care. And yeah, it's so... It's written so weird as well. I feel like it kind of constantly is jumping between, like... between, like, events, but not always in, like, a chronological order. Like, yeah, it was going through, like, the main character's childhood a bit, and then it, like, jumped back to, like her birth. And it was just, like, for, like, I don't know, like 3 pages, and I was just like, okay, why is this relevant? Like, if it was that relevant, why wasn't it earlier? And why... Like, this is something that could have just been mentioned in a conversation. I didn't really feel like it needed to be on the page. But the main thing is, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves in books, is that the thing that they mention on the back hasn't happened at 126 pages in. It really annoys me when that happens on a book, because it's like, well, you've already told me that this thing is going to happen, and so I'm kind of expecting it to happen towards the start, like early on, so that, you know, otherwise I'm just sitting around waiting for this thing that I know is going to happen, and it's not really grabbing me. And yeah, so at 126 pages, it has not happened, and so yeah. All of that to say is that I'm gonna DNF this one as well, because it is such, I have to force myself to read this. Like, I really have to force myself to read it. I had to sit down, and I literally had to, like, put my phone on the opposite side of the, like, room, and my laptop, and, like, my knitting, and like the other books I wanted to be reading, and I had to set, like, a timer and be like, okay, you're gonna read for 15 minutes. You're gonna read this book for 15 minutes. No making another cup of tea, no getting a snack, no standing up for anything unless it's an emergency. You have to read it. And that was the longest 15 minutes of my life. And it's going. But that means that we are on to book 3. Now, I filmed a little intro clip for this already, so we're going to jump into that. And then we will jump back to this, and we'll talk about it. Hello, Shelf of Shame. So, this is going to be a little bit confusing, but I think at the start of this video, I was like, I'm only going to read one at a time, because I don't want to, like, start a million of them and not finish anything. Well, I am still in the middle, not even in the middle, I'm still reading Daughter of the Forest. But then last night I was kind of like, this book is going to take me forever. And then I'm going to have to, like, read a third one for this video very quickly. And that made me a bit nervous. So I have instead decided that I will pick something else to read alongside Daughter of the Forest, and I will keep these bits separate. So you will have just seen me talk about everything about Daughter of the Forest, and now this section will be the next book. I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I think it's fine. I don't know. I am repeating everything that I just said, like a parrot. Anyway, we're going to pick something, but I'm going to do it a little bit different, because I feel like 7 Where Whither Away didn't really enjoy. Not far enough into Daughter of the Forest right now to make any comment, but I do have things on this shelf that I really, really want to read. So I'm going to pick them out
I'm going to put all of them on a spinner wheel, and then we will see which one comes up. So first let me grab my laptop. Okay, laptop acquired. So I've already added a couple in here this morning that I could see. So basically I have the Mercies, Chain of Iron. Did I put, yeah, Our Violent Ends, Pack Darling Part 2, and last night at the Telegraph Club. Let's see. I'm going to pull these out and see if there's any behind. Okay. So I found one more to add to that list, which is Hot Shot by Eden Dunn. I'm not super excited about this one, but I am kind of in an ice hockey mood. So it's short, could be a good one. We're going to slip it in there, and then we will add Hot Shot to the wheel, and we are going to spin now. I have some regrets. Oh. I don't really have the time to read Chain of Iron right now. Whoa, why did I trust the wheel? Okay. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm reading something else that is kind of vaguely historical right now, which is kind of how I would also label this. So maybe it will, like maybe it'll be okay. But it's so big, and I'm so... I wanted something quick to read alongside Daughter of the Forest. Why did I put it on there? I should have left that one off. Oh my god. I have so many regrets right now. It's gonna take me forever. Oh god. Okay, well, I have my days off what am I even saying? I have work tomorrow, and then I have some days off. I think that I will start this on the first morning of my day off and see if I can just read a bit of it. I know that I just have to get to the point with this where it grabs me. I just feel like these ones, this series of Cassandra Clare's is just slow to get into. Like, I really enjoyed the first one, but it's just slow. And then everything happens. So I know I just need to kind of get to that point where the action actually starts. But yeah. Okay, well, that kind of backfired on me, but who knows? Maybe I will finish this before I finish Daughter of the Forest. Who knows? Doesn't really matter for you because you will have already seen my Daughter of the Forest thoughts. I had kind of been tossing up the idea of doing a fourth book for this video, but I think now I'm just going to end it here. Unless maybe I also DNF'd Daughter of the Forest. But I'm really trying not to. So we'll just see where I end up. Okay. I have to go and do things now. And live in regret. But all of my cats are bathing themselves. All of them. Synchronized bath time. I would show you, but they're licking places you don't need to see. This has genuinely ruined my day. Alrighty. Wish me luck. I'm trying to put my slippers back on. Let's go.
So, I haven't been reading Chain of Iron at all. I wanted to get further through that one, and I was just reading other things, and honestly I kind of forgot a little bit about this, but I have read a chapter today. I should mention that I am already 126 pages in. Don't know why that is my number for today, but it is, and I liked it. I liked being back in that chapter, and so I'm hoping that this might be easier because I am a little bit in already, and I remembered it's such a big book that basically nothing had happened, and I remembered the one important event that was really there, and I think I'll just pick everything else up. Here's hoping that I do enjoy it. Honestly, at this point, I think I will. This is gonna have to go really, really downhill for me to not enjoy it. I might not love it, but I think I'll enjoy it. We'll see how we go. It is, I think it's the 12th of July. I honestly don't know. I haven't been able to work in the last week, maybe longer, and I've mostly been sleeping, knitting, watching SVU. That's been my life. Honestly, no regrets. But, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I want to have this video up by the end of July. So, I will continue reading Chain of Iron. And then, I'm also going to now pick another book. Yeah. So that I can hopefully fit 4 into this video and have time by the end of July. But for now, you're going to hear about my rest of the rest of my thoughts about Chain of Iron. Is it even Chain of Iron? Yeah, okay, good. I don't know what it is, I always get this series mixed up in my head.
It's the 30th of July, so this vlog absolutely isn't going to be done in July, but I have made progress on Chain of Iron, finally. I'm doing okay. I think I'm literally 2 pages off halfway. Yeah, I'm at 258, and I think halfway is 262, 260 maybe. I can't remember, but I've made it a decent way through. I am enjoying it. I think the major thing about this series for me is that there's so many characters and there's so many different plot lines that are happening, and sometimes I just forget about them. I still honestly couldn't tell you the difference between Christopher and Thomas. They're interchangeable in my mind. And then I just keep getting people's last names confused as well. There's the obvious ones. There's James and Lucy, who are Herondales and that. But I just am I do not remember who most of these people are meant to be. There's a main story, but yeah, there's so many other little stories happening, and I'm not interested in all of them. Like, there are a couple that I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to see this. I want to see more of these specific characters. I just want to see more James and Cordelia. That's it. And Lucy. I love Lucy. But I'm really interested in their story, and I'm interested in the main story, and I'm interested in Lucy, but not necessarily what Lucy is doing right now. There's just so much going on, and it's taking some brain power. I'm hoping... I honestly don't even know when I'm going to finish this. I'm planning to read a bit more today, like maybe up to page 300 or so. But I'm just going to see, because I'm kind of at the halfway point. Things have happened, but like, I still don't know how all those plot lines are going to tie into each other. I guess we'll find out. And that's it. That's my update for that one on today. I'll just be back when I've read more. I don't even know when that's going to be, but I'll be back when I have read more. And hopefully I can finish this vlog in August. I really need to finish it in August. It's been going on so long. Alright. Back to doing productive things, I guess. Okay, bear with me with the really weird angle going on here. It is kind of late and I can't be bothered to get my tripod. So you're leaning on the bookshelf, and that's the best that I'm gonna do tonight. Oh, we're gonna be joined by boys. Okay. And there's a Percy back there, and there's a Fletchy up here, but I'm not gonna move him. Hey? I only moved a baby. Okay, you can go if you like. Or you can stay. Okay. I'm sorry if you can now hear him purr. He has a ridiculously loud purr. I just needed to jump in and update you. I've been reading, I don't know, maybe the last hour. It's probably the most consistent reading I have done in a while. I'm on to page 386, so nearing the end. Absolutely bloody loving it now. There's just so much pining and will they, won't they, for so many couples, and yeah, okay, so I want to talk about some spoilers to do with relationships. So I will put a spoiler tag here. I'll wait a couple of seconds and then I will say my stuff, and then I will put a timestamp when the spoiler ends as well. So give it a few seconds and then we will talk about couples. So I have 3 specific ones I want to talk about. I want to talk about James and Cordelia first, because I need them to happen. A little while ago, they had a little moment. Their first... Is it their first kiss? Or their first proper kiss, anyway. Okay, of course my camera had to decide that it was gonna cut out there. But yeah, it was perfect. Loved it. Loved the they're so stupid. They both want each other and they both think the other one doesn't, and then but also James is do I love Grace or don't I? Love that. Having a great time. They are... I don't know if they're my OTP for the series. I love them, but I don't even think this couple that I'm going to talk about is going to happen. But from day one, I really wanted Matthew Lucy. Couldn't tell you why. Just, I need that. I don't dislike Jessie, but I don't like Grace. I've been told that she has some redeeming qualities, maybe, or she's interesting enough, but like right now, I hate her because she's keeping James and Cordelia apart. Anyway, still 100% holding out hope for Matthew Lucy. I feel like there's definitely some like Matthew Cordelia vibes, and I don't want that to happen because I want James and Cordelia, but I'm holding out hope, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. But I was just reading then and I was like, I have to talk about this couple because I really want them to happen. This is such a long... Anyway. Thomas Alistair. That sounds like someone's name, but like Thomas and Alistair. I realized I was going to say something and then I realized that was an even bigger spoiler. So if you don't want to be like, you don't care being spoiled for relationships, but you care about plot, skip this bit. So yeah, Thomas and Alistair are in the sanctuary. Thomas has been arrested. Alistair's come in and, been all helpful. And they're talking about Paris and Alistair being there with Charles. And Thomas says something along the lines of like, are you like me? Just screaming. Just uninterrupted screaming. I don't know why. Like, I honestly don't really care about Thomas. I don't care about Christopher either. I said that. I can't tell them apart. Don't really care about them. But for some reason, I love Alistair. I want a little bit of happiness for Alistair. I know that he kind of is a dickhead, but something about him, I just am like, you just deserve a little bit of happiness, and yeah, here's hoping that might happen for him as well. And also, I just love the building sibling camaraderie between him and Cordelia. And I hope that we get some more of that as well. That's it. This is a really long clip for this section when I haven't really had that much else to say about the book. I have nothing to add about the plot. Like, honestly, it's giving me like major Jack the Ripper vibes, and like it's mentioned Jack the Ripper at least once, maybe more. And it's like, fun. But yeah, I'm living for the pining right now. Kind of disappointed and a little angry because I can't just sit here and read this book. I have to go do uni readings because it's already, I think, like, it's not super late. It's coming up to like 8. Yeah, I need to do those because I have class tomorrow morning and I haven't even looked at them, and now I can't just sit here and read this all night, and then I'm going to be at uni all day tomorrow, so I won't be able to read it then, and
it's been a while since I've had a book where I'm like, I can't wait to read you. Like, why do I have things going on? I just want to read. Yeah, it has been months, I think, since I felt like that. So I am so excited. Honestly, didn't expect to read this much tonight. I thought I'd read like 30 pages and then go back to watching Grey's Anatomy. But then it grabbed me, so I am not complaining. And now I'm just procrastinating doing uni stuff. So that means it's time to go make myself a cup of tea and bunker down and get those readings done so that I know what's happening in class tomorrow. All right. I'm so happy that I finally have a book in this vlog that I like. Oh, thank God. Okay. You have to go be productive now, Ellie. Could have done this like 4 hours ago when you weren't doing anything, but nope.
It is the next day, and I've hit a bit of a conundrum where I have 100 pages left, and I don't know whether to finish it tonight, knowing that I'm not going to have a chance to vlog and share my thoughts until Monday, and it is Friday afternoon right now. Or do I put it down until maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday, and then be able to talk about it like pretty quickly after I have finished it? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've left it in a good spot, so I'm like, I really want to keep reading, but also I will likely forget all of my thoughts before Monday. So, I don't know. But I wanted to jump in because, so for context, I'm at page 470, and there are 572 pages, so I'm just gonna call that 100, because what difference does 2 pages make, really? I wanted to talk about a spoiler thing, so as per usual, there will be a spoiler tag, a couple of seconds, and then I'll say the spoiler, and then the spoiler tag will end. So, we've just passed the bit where it has been revealed that the murderer is Jesse, but is Belial, however you say his name. It's him controlling Jesse. So when this was revealed, of course, I was kind of shocked because honestly, out of everything that I had thought, Jesse being involved, not knowingly or willingly, but Jesse being involved really made no sense. Especially considering like Elias, his reaction to I was gonna say his reaction to being murdered. I guess it is kind of his reaction to being murdered, being like, oh, it's you? And then Lillian Highsmith being like, thinking the person was long dead with his wife? I don't know. Complicated. That was a really long spoiler, but yeah. Oh, I didn't even say that. I literally just went to stop spoiling, and then I was like, I didn't even say the bit about the spoiler I wanted to. So yes, shocked, but my first reaction, honestly, was I just feel really, really bad for Jesse. I just feel like he is, I don't know, I feel like his personality is that he like doesn't, you know, like he wants to be brought back, but he also doesn't want to be brought back. And like he wants Lucy and Grace to be safe and all that kind of stuff. And when I was like, you know, he's like, it's his body committing the murders, even if it's not his mind. I was just like, that's gonna kill him. Like, the poor boy, like, it's gonna be so crushed that, you know, that was, he was involved again, unknowingly. But, yeah. So, I think that I am probably going to end up waiting until Sunday night or Monday to continue reading, because otherwise I feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to have like my raw reaction to finishing and then maybe a more polished version later. But I want my raw reaction to the ending, because I feel like it's the second book in the series. There will probably be, you know, like, this isn't the big ending. There's going to be something else. So I am just waiting for that. And we'll go from there. But where did I even put it? I'm going to talk about the last book that I'm going to start for this vlog. It will be in the next section, but that's why I'm going to be sitting here, and Fletchy will still be giving himself a bath for you all. Do you feel judged? Hi, Ozzy. It's Monday morning, and I finished, finally. Thoughts. That's what we're here for. Let me move this down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. First thing. Where do I even start? I liked it. Gonna give it a 4. Like, it was a good read. You know, I had a good time mostly. There wasn't really anything that I didn't like. But it wasn't amazing. I think as well, the ending, it wasn't as like explosive as I kind of thought it would be. Like, I feel like the things, I'm not having a good time explaining this at all. Where did you hear this come from, eh? I felt like the ending, the last couple of chapters, just like the order that things were put in, just didn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, they made sense. I just felt like it could have been such a like punchier ending if things had happened in a different order, because I feel like we were kind of told like what was going to happen, and then the thing happened, and then like other characters found out that that thing happened, and I think it could have just worked out better if like we didn't know that that thing was happening. This is trying to be as vague as possible here. If we didn't know that thing had happened, it would have been a little bit more like, oh my god. But instead it was like, oh, yeah, we're aware of that thing. we know about that. Just if I was writing the ending myself, that is how I would have gone with this one, because yeah, I just feel like it would have been such a great ending of just like so impactful, so much more impactful than the actual ending. Like the way things ended was good, just the timing of them could have been better, I think. But yes, I'm so glad that I actually finished something for this vlog and that I did, you know, mostly enjoy it. Because I was kind of starting to worry that I wasn't going to like anything. Which kind of isn't really the point of these vlogs, but I feel like it's a bit boring if every single book I pick up is like, yep, this was bad and I DNF'd it. So there's that one done. I started filming my clip for my last book the other day, and I'm gonna go now and update that one now that this one is done. Hi! The boys are just wanting to make themselves known. Hey! No. Arthie, I was calling Percy, but... oh, okay, and now Fletchy's gonna come down from where he's been sitting. It's just, to have 3 cats is a lot. 3 affectionate cats is a lot. I feel like you haven't seen Percy in ages. Come on. No, you're still Arthie. Ugh, okay. Arthie will have his video in the sun. Oh, you're so nice and warm. Okay. It just looks like I'm cuddling nothing. This is the void. Hey? Fletchy, no, you cannot sniff that. No, it's not for sniffing. He says, yes, I can. Okay, so, last book for this video. I made a spinner wheel and I was fully ready to use it. In fact, I spun it, and then before it even landed on anything, I was like, no, actually, I know what book I want to read. And considering that I have DNF'd 2 already, and I haven't quite finished Chain of Iron at this point, which you will have just seen a few minutes ago anyway. I thought that I earned getting to pick this last one. So I have selected Atlantis Rising by Alyssa Day, which is book 1 in the Warriors of Poseidon series. Atlantis, sexy warrior of Poseidon, human woman, stuff in shoes, basically. I have tried to read this. I think this will be my 4th time picking it up. The first 3 times I did not get very far. I think I got maybe 30 pages in at most. It just was not, every time I picked it up, it was not the thing I wanted to be reading. This time I'm going to push through even if I feel like it's not the thing I want to be reading, because the whole point of this is getting books off my shelf. And if I just keep letting myself stop that early on, I'm never gonna finish this. So let's do it. Let's try and do it this time. I'm really hoping that I can at least get through this, even if I don't love it. It would be nice if I have 2 DNFs, 2 books I finish. I'd be happy with that. Let's see how it goes. It is chaos. Filming this, literally didn't even turn the camera off after finishing Chain of Iron. I think you can probably hear Arthur purring. He's sitting just here in my arms, and he has a very loud purr. But I want to talk about Atlantis Rising. I started it last night, and yeah, as per usual, I got 25 pages in, and then I was like, I'm gonna put this down. My defense, I wanted to go to bed, and it was like a good enough place to stop, but it's not a great start to the book. Like, it's just a bit too fast, maybe? I don't know. I feel like there's really no setup. And like, it is a pretty small book, but I'm gonna try and read a little bit more of this tonight, I think, but I have some other things I need to do this afternoon, so we'll come back to it and hopefully we can just push through. I don't know. We'll see how we go from here. Maybe once I get past that bit that I've read, this is what, the 4th time now, maybe I'll then just be like, okay, now it's new to me and it's more interesting. Now all my boys have left me. Yeah, so I'm really hoping I can get through this one. We'll see. But as per usual, I've just made myself a nice big cup of tea. It is absolutely bloody freezing today. I've already been out this morning. It's like 10, I think, now. Got a very busy couple of days ahead of me. So I'm very much enjoying sitting down, reading, having my cup of tea, and not thinking about all the millions of things and appointments that I have over the next few days. I will be back. I'm hoping later in the week with more of this read, because I think I had originally planned to have this video out, well, not originally planned, but after it didn't happen in July. I think I set the 10th of August as the date, and it is already the 5th. So that's not going to happen, but hopefully I can get kind of close to it, and maybe I can finish reading by the 10th, and then the editing. We'll see how long that takes. Hopefully it's not too bad, because I have started and done some small bits, mostly organizing clips and things like that. But we'll be back with that when I have things to say, whenever that may be. But it's lazy time for sure. Maybe even nap. I might have a nap. Sounds kind of good. We'll see. I haven't read a whole lot of this. I am past the 30-page mark though, and I just wanted to, I had a thought and I wanted to drop it in here just so that when I'm further through I can think back on this and see if my feelings have changed or if they are the same. And that is that this book is very confusing. I realized I hadn't really shown it, but it feels almost like I've been dropped in the middle of like a long series, like a long-standing series, And I haven't read any of the other earlier books, and so I don't really know what's happening, and I don't know who these people are meant to be, and I don't know, and like I don't understand the world. But like I'm definitely sure that this is the first book in this series, and I'm pretty sure it's like not part of a bigger world. So it's quite confusing as well. So there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of names. I don't know, names, terms, things like that. And very little explanation as to who most of these people are, why they're important, and what the hell is happening. So, for one thing, they have in this world, they have vampires, shapeshifters / werewolves, and also the like Atlanteans, who are the warriors of Poseidon. Anyway, it's just a lot. Right now, I feel like we really didn't need the vampires or the werewolves. We could have just had the warriors of Poseidon and then maybe something else from Greek myth, or, you know, just because like right now, having all three just doesn't fit right. And I think because like this isn't like a Greek myth retelling. It's just like, hey, these people are the warriors of Poseidon, and also they're from Atlantis, and they're like, you know, non-humans. But also in this world, we have vampires and we have shapeshifters, and the purposes of them have, you know, yet to be seen. I should say that I'm not disliking it. It's just a lot. So we will see where it goes, and as per usual, I've been avoiding doing things today, so now I have to go and do them, even though it is almost, yeah, it's 4:59. I am exhausted, and now I have to go and be productive because I spent all day sitting here and napping, and I don't know what I spent the rest of the time doing, but it clearly wasn't anything. Oh, I spent a whole bunch of time cleaning. So I deserved that nap. I take that all back. I definitely deserved to like chill out. Probably not going to read any more of this tonight. I literally, as I was editing this video earlier, I realized like at the very start, I talked about the fact that at night I'm not really reading, I'm just knitting and watching SVU, and that's exactly what I'm still doing most nights. So that's the plan for tonight, once hopefully I get the stuff that I needed to get done today done. But also I'm really tired and like highly considering another nap. Which is probably a bad idea, but I am still highly considering it. I kinda can't believe it, but I'm finally finished. I finished the book. This is the end of the vlog. I can't believe we're finally done. It's the 12th of August. I started this in... Did I start this in April? I don't even remember now. I started this pre-Eurovision-a-thon, and now it is August. So, okay, I'm gonna move it this way just so that there isn't this weird light. Anyway, the book. I feel like I enjoyed the sort of like middle section the most, and the start and the end were just, they were okay, but like I had a really fun time in the middle. I've immediately forgotten everything I was going to say. Okay, well, the main thing I think is that towards the end, one of the characters kind of makes reference to the fact that this has literally only been like 2 days. Like the whole book takes place over like a couple of days. And I hadn't thought of that up until that point. And then like as soon as that was said, I was like, that's right. Like there really hasn't been any time pass. And then that kind of impacted my enjoyment a little bit of it, because I mean, it's a paranormal romance. Of course they fall in love, and it's kind of like they literally knew each other for like 2 days and they're in love. It felt a bit insta-lovey, and that's not really my vibe. I like a good slow burn. I don't know, it's also the whole thing of like they are trying to like find this thing, trying not to spoil it here. They're trying to find this thing, and the whole thing takes them like 3-4 days. Like, it felt a little bit too easy and convenient, and that it should have been a little bit more difficult. There are also just some weird bits in here. This was released in 2007, and it definitely feels like it. And I don't necessarily mean that as a bad thing, but it's just, there are some very 2007 vibes. Like as soon as is it 2007? Was it earlier? I may have made that up. No, 2007. Yeah, there were just some like plot points and tropes and things that were very that kind of the sort of mid to late 2000s kind of tropes and things like that. And while I still enjoyed some of them I was like, that hasn't really aged well, I guess. It definitely as well, and I think this honestly might just be because I think it's the same publisher, but it very much reminded me of the early Nalini Singh Side Changeling books, which I am definitely still reading the early ones. But it literally like has the same font and everything, and I had to keep catching myself with that because this is from Berkeley Sensation. Probably the only ones that I've read from Berkeley Sensation other than this one have been the Nalini Singhs. So I don't know, I had a couple of moments where I had to like remind myself that we weren't in the Side Changeling world. Like sometimes something would be said and I'm like, I don't really remember that. And I'd be like, oh, because this is a completely different series that has absolutely nothing to do with that one. But yeah, I think all in all, giving this one a 3 stars. It was enjoyable, but yeah, it could have been a lot stronger. Now, I do own book 2, and you will hear about that one soon because I do plan on reading that one. And then I think I'll decide from there. There are some of the side characters the other warriors of Poseidon, that, you know, it's going to follow each of them in a different book sort of thing. There are a couple that I am interested in, so I'm going to see how I go with number 2. And if that one grabs me enough, I may continue from there, but we'll see. But that's it. I just whacked my arm into the wall, but it's it. That's the end of the vlog. Finally. And now I just have to edit. I have been editing the last couple of days so that I knew that as soon as I was finished this book, I would be able to just do the last few clips and be done with it. So I have to grab some lunch now, and then I'm off to work. But I can go knowing that I've finished this and that I can move on to the other 80 million vlogs and different reading things and different books and challenges and whatnot that I have. And that is 4 books off the shelf of shame. I've added so many more in the time that it's taken me to do this, but that is for another time. And right now we're just going to stay happy with the fact that this one is done. So thank you all so much for watching if you have made it to this point. It's been a long journey for both of us, you know, but here we are. I'd love to know if you've read any of these, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Bye. Where did I put the other books though? Because I need a thumbnail.